Hi. Welcome to our show.
Well, hi, everybody!
Coming to you somewhat live and semi-weekly from the Quad M World headquarters located in Helena's scenic North Valley. It's the Quad M Show. Here are your hosts, TJ and Jason.
And, despite our 2 weeks off, we always got to start it off as we always started off. Give a little love to those showing us the love.
Right on.
Thank you, kids, for checking us out there in Roswell, Georgia, Menlo Park, California.
Roswell, Georgia?
Roswell, Georgia.
Oh.
That's where them hillbilly aliens go.
It was, yeah.
Hey, what's going on this side?
Streamwood, Illinois. And our Chinese bots, of course, we have to give a good old ni-howdy to all them Chinese bots out there. Washington, D.C., the home base here in Helena, Montana. Tucson, Arizona, or Tucson, Arizona, depending on where your pronunciation needing it from. Portland, Oregon.
I think you just made up a word.
Tucson?
No.
Or pronunciation.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. 2 weeks off will do that to you. Or a week off. Los Angeles, California, New York, as well as Union City, California. Hi, Derek. And Boise, Idaho, which here again be out there in the middle of July for the Boise Wizard World. So we'll see all them kids out there. We're slowly but surely getting traffic over there to the YouTube. More slowly than surely, but it's happening. But I got some big news on the podcast front, my friend.
What's that?
Final numbers came in for the month of May. We, good sir, have officially broken the 2,000 subscriber mark.
Wow.
Over 2,000 subscribers to the Quad M Show.
Fuck yeah, does that mean the check's in the mail?
Shit. Yeah. Not unless you're hitting up one of them fucking Eastern Europe mail order brides.
I think you got to send them a check.
Badoom ching.
Oh.
See, send the check. Sending the check. That's
Oh, man.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Oh yeah, saving them up. That's what happens when you go without a week. You
Ouch.
Save up the good stuff.
Yeah. That was great.
Checks in the mail. Oh, but yeah, to all you 2,000 listeners, 2,000 plus, it was over, slightly over. Not to where we could say 2,100, but over. But to all those ships at sea, thank you so much for subscribing. That's always wonderful. And hey, if you get the chance, rate and review us on whatever app chaser it is that you're listening to us on, because those rates, reviews, those are big deals. That's what gets you noticed on some of them iTunes-ish type things.
Bastards.
And all of that. But I thought that was a pretty cool little deal.
How asshole-ish of them to have listeners in order to gain popularity. Jesus. They don't know how anything works. Fuck.
Oh, if only they saw the fucking the splendor and awe that is the Quad M World headquarters.
It's got a wood stove.
And indoor plumbing, electricity, and everything.
Fucking A. A gym area.
That's the workout center right over yonder. The library.
Yes,
the library
of course.
and video catalog.
Yeah. The lounge.
The lounge for resting area. And of course, a fine dispensary of any type of a liquid refreshment you may choose to have at any point in time. It all works.
It is.
It's
headquarters.
Exactly. I could survive the Holocaust through here. The zombie apocalypse when it finally happens.
Yeah. Well, he had power.
Well, pshaw. It's just water in the dispensary. He can drink that warm.
You can.
Oh, so good, sir. It's been a couple weeks. How was the time off for you? Any Memorial Day shenanigans or?
It's been high and dry.
Yeah. Now that shit's starting to fucking de-sog.
Yeah. The flood waters have receded. They're we're still flooded, but
in some irrigation ditches.
Yeah, it's under control.
Yeah, like I said on the way in, we didn't really get it up here which by up here is like fucking 3 blocks away. But,
Right.
But yeah, all the only thing we got was lush greenness and bloom on the fucking lilac trees.
Right. Yeah, and there's all this nice standing water over the place. That means it's going to be an awesome mosquito season.
Mosquito country.
Yep. Gonna
Yeah.
have to double the Deep Woods off budget for this year.
Oh yeah, I already got a couple bites on my hithers and theirs. But you know that's what happens when the snow goes away. That's when I'm in my, as I talked about it the other day, my short pants and my Air Jerusalems.
Oh yeah.
Out here from the short sleeve breeches.
And like speaking of bugs, you think I'd learn when this certain species of bug hatches at our favorite fishing spot? Because when it does, it's just pure hell. Because it's just literally fucking millions and millions of bugs coming at you nonstop, and they don't bite or anything like that. They're not like a mosquito. Some sort of like mayfly or some bug like that.
They're not like chiggers and gnats.
And you'll be fishing down there, and you'll hear down the river. And it's these fucking bugs coming up the canyon, and it gets louder and louder and louder, and you learn you can't run from it. I mean, because it's coming.
The swarm is on you.
Right. And the only safe place is there's like a clear spot, maybe about like between the ground and the layer of bugs. It's about a foot. And so yeah, if you can lay down on the ground and like, you know, be small, keep your profile under a foot, then you're going to be just fine. But
well, if you know that might be me, considering what I had to fucking put up with the other day. Which I guess go ahead and I'll get into that fucker here then. So the other day, you know, I'm tooling around and I had to start getting shit ready. So I go to take a shower. Now, as I go down, you know, we got the one cat, the big dummy, who's I think meowed on the show once or twice. Old Bubba, you know, he's an old dummy now. He's about 15.
right.
You know, so you know he's down there, and of course, you know, the official show mascot, the Minipounce. She was down there, you know, all that. So I do my hellos and greetings and all that, and make sure everyone's okay, and then I go take my shower. And now, so you kids know, there's, you know, the one. It's like a 1-story house with a 2-story garage, is the way this setup is. And what I do with that 2nd story on the garage is I've got there's a bay window that I slide the one of the windows open and run a fan kind of in the window. It's on a chair, but it's in front of that screen, right? Mm-hmm. And then I got the windows in the back bedroom open, so I just kind of get air circulating because, as we all know, heat rises and it just kind of gloms.
It does.
Up here in the headquarters, so you gotta
it gets sticky.
Get that shit aired out. It's not sticky. There's not the humidity isn't so much on that. It just gets fucking just hot.
Yeah, well, things get sticky when they're hot.
Like
humid or not, things get sticky when it's hot.
An unbearable level of. So you know, I keep that shit going. And so, anyways, after the shower and whatnot, you know, I'm getting. You know, I'm all groomed up, and you know, Dave, you know, the grooming's all done, and we're all good to go. And I come out, and you know, there's old Bubba over there to greet, and I says, "Howdy do?" And well, I'm not seeing the Pounce anywhere. I don't think anything of it because usually she has one of her multitudes of hidey hole spots she likes to go and have herself a little naps in and all that. And so I step outside to have myself a smoke, and as I'm outside, I look to my immediate right, and here is the screen from the fucking window on the fucking driveway. So immediately, knowing the little Minipounce as I know the Minipounce, I immediately go back in the house, and I'm looking at all the fucking cubby holes and all that. You know, like one of her favorites is over here on the rack over there on the far wall. There's a U-Haul box she likes to sleep on that lower level. All the fucking places. I mean, she's nowhere to be found. So I'm like, shit. So I get back outside and I start coming around. And here I am doing the old mini, little Pouncer butts. Where are you? And then all of a sudden I hear this little meow, 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 And I'm like, oh, shit, okay. So at least I know she's somewhere nearby. And as I was talking about those lilac trees earlier, she's under the one that what do you call that? The brush is like almost damn flush with the ground.
Those are lilacs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, terminology, I just, the whatever. Anyways,
Well, it's called a lilac.
the branches of the tree are like hugging the ground level.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So I kind of, make my way and I crawl in there and I find her and she's like flush up against the trunk. Freaked out because she does not go outside. In the 2, like almost 3 years that this cat has been here, never has been outside. And so she's scared and she's freaked out. And I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure, and possibly hurt, from a 2-story drop. So I'm like, fuck, okay. So, trying to get her to come to me, and she's not having any of it. So I run back inside because through no fault of my own, she's become addicted to Coffee Mate caramel flavored creamer. Yeah. So so I grab the creamer in her little bowl there and I run outside and I pour some in the thing and I make my way back under the tree again. And the visual for you kids, just, envision this beautiful blooming lilac tree with 2 sandaled feet sticking out. And that's kind of the vision you can have at this point. I am full bore, solid snake, infiltrating underneath this fucking tree, right? And so here I am crawling in with the fucking bowl in front of me, come on, where are you? And she's finally cut down enough on the freaked outedness to be able to say, ooh, creamer. And she turns around, comes over, gives about 2 or 3 sniffs, and that's when I'm able to reach over and grab her by the nape of the neck and the back there and drag her to me and get her in the arms. And I'm able, you hear her again, like fucking trying to save one of my wounded war buddies in the trenches, crawling out backwards with this fucking cat in my arms, making sure to try to be as careful as I can because at this point, I don't know if she's maybe broken a leg, if there's been some damage from the fall here. So get her in, come in through the garage. Minute we're inside the garage, that's when she starts really trying to freak out and push away. And I'm like, the fuck you are. Not until you're inside, little girl. So you get inside, and she jumps and drops down, lands, full flush 4 feet on the ground. And at that point, I'm watching, and she's walking, and there's nothing wrong with her gait whatsoever. So at this point, I'm like, okay, it doesn't appear that there's any breakage or sprain or strain to be visually concerned with. So I let that rest for a little bit. I go outside, go get the bowl and the creamer back from there and come back inside, put the shit away, kind of clean up, let her finish the creamer. And then as she's walking away from that, she kind of looks at me and I look at her and I says, all right, we'll go ahead and give a final test. One of the favorite little games that she has that she likes to do is chase the laser pointer. So I as soon as I reach over on the table to grab it, she's already like meow, 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 and all that. Grab the pointer, put it down, run it across, and she's doing her mad sprint. So at that point, I knew the Pounce was perfectly fine, safe, and healthy.
Cats are assholes.
Yeah, well, yeah. And that's, now I just know that fortunately there's an air conditioning unit that I can bring up here to kind of help ease some of the what'll happen inevitably in the summer, because now I can't have windows open. This has now become a fact that's done on that end. What you looking at over there, Mr. Man?
Science
about the assholishness of cats.
No, about their ability to survive falls from buildings.
Oh, okay.
They're, the higher the drop, the safer they are.
Well, I'm sure there's a limit somewhere.
And basically, when cats fall, they stick out their arms and stuff, and it slows them down enough for them to survive falls.
Well, that's my thing. It was only from the second floor, and it's not like that garage is more than 8 feet up, so it wasn't like it was a huge drop. But it was just a drop onto, an asphalt driveway, and that type of thing. But, she's also a young cat, so she still has those rubbery, flexible bones of youth to her advantage as well. But all it takes is one weird angle. But, like you said, science!
Science! Yeah. And it's a cat. Surprisingly tough.
Well, and it's been a couple days, too, so if there was internal damage, she would have been, croaked already.
Right.
From the internal bleeding or whatever. So, yeah, she's fine. She's just a shithead. That's just, how it is. Well, before we wrap this guy up, I do want to say one fond final farewell to a regular, I wouldn't say a regular guest on the show because he's only been on here once. but a regular point of topic and conversation. Good old friend of the show, Jamie Bronson, is leaving us. Moving away from Helena. Actually, I think he left Thursday, and he's actually in Washington now. All moved into his new house and all that type of stuff, and all that. So yeah, my drinking buddy for the last 15 years has gone the way of the West Coast. Go live with the hippies now.
Goddamn hippies.
Yeah, I told him he's fucking all playing all the man shit, and now it's all gonna be fucking cry closets and safe spaces.
Goddamn right, motherfucker! I'm gonna be coming back hugging trees and shit.
Oh no.
I'm saying, don't be sitting there calling people F and F's anymore, because that's not politically correct. That offends me, motherfucker.
Oh no.
But he'll be back in town like once a month to do work and stuff and all that. So it wasn't like the tearful, I'll never see you again, type thing. But it's just, I'll still see him for pretty much the same regular amount that I've fucking always seen him anyways. It would just be that he'll have to put miles on to come down and go drinking. And I have a place to crash when we finally are able to do the Emerald City Comic-Con out there in Seattle now too. So there's benefits to this.
See?
Every silver lining's got a touch of gray, kids.
It does.
All right. Well, we will go ahead. We will take our first break. We will come back with some FGS and, I will say singularly hot take. Because really it's all about Solo in this episode, kids. It's all about Solo. So it's a Solo take.
Put Captain Solo in the cargo.
All right, kids, stick around. It's the Quad M Show.
Have you checked out QuadMProductions.com lately? QuadMProductions.com is your direct access hookup to order the Enigma comic book series and download the Quad M Show podcast. Check the appearances page for upcoming events and contact us with any questions or comments. Don't be the only lonely soul who's missing out on all the fun. Visit us today at QuadMProductions.com. That's QuadMProductions.com. You're listening to the Quad M Show. Segment 2.
Welcome back to the second segment of this here Quad M Show. Again, we are hosts. I am TJ.
And Jason.
Welcome back to the show.
And this segment, as always, is brought to you in part by Mirror Salon and Spa. Now, I know you kids are seeing those pics online, and you're saying to yourselves, damn, how does TJ get that awesome hair? Well, I'll tell you what, kids, a small part of it's genetics, but the big credit goes to Shauna and all the fine folks over there at Mirror. Now, if you're in the Helena area, and figure if we hit that 2,000 subscriber mark, there has to be a couple of you, give them a call today, make your reservations, but hey, you don't have to. Walk-ins are also welcome. Go in there, get all of your hair, nail, or spa needs met. You tell them Quad M sent you, get $5 off any of those services they provide to make you all beautiful when you go and get your hair did. Give them a call today, 406-603-0644, or stop on in at 2043 North Last Chance Gulch in Helena. And it's Mirror Mirror Salon and Spa. Spa.
They don't listen there. It'd pull their ad, wouldn't they?
Here again, this goes back to that YouTube thing where it's like, hey, no one's making or losing money, so whatever. I asked her the other day. She said, "Oh, no, the same ones are still used." And I says, "Okay, all right, It's like, if you find something else, you can always." I was like, "Come on, you've been 111 now, 112 episodes. Come on, they're good and loyal. They're good. She's good, and she's a good loyal gal to the show. I'm not. We're not going to pull her until somebody starts wanting to give us a paid ad. Then we'll make that concession at that time. But
No, I'm not saying you pull her. I'm saying they might drop us if they heard us our spas. Spazzing out at the end.
No, considering half of the shit we've said, no.
I don't want to die with poop in my mouth.
And I flat out told her some of the shit that when she started talking about $30 facials. Oh, Christ! This is when you.
We can't say that on air and be serious.
And you should have heard me and Marty. This is when you were on your sabbatical. We were all about talking up those $30 facials.
I bet.
Oh yeah. And I told her it's what we were going to do. She's like, "All right, if it draws people in, do it." And I was like, "All right." So yeah, no, Sean is cool. She knows what's up. She knows what's up. You know what else is up? The
Fred G.
Sanford Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
Moron.
You're a moron.
Idiot.
Idiot!
Stoics.
You're always this stupid? Did you take lessons?
The FGS Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
All right, so this one comes to us out of North Carolina.
Okay.
Carolina. And now, as we get into this, I know you as a rider of bikes.
Okay.
Have a mentality of of people in automobiles against people on bicycles.
Right.
And I know which side of the fence I'm on.
They're all trying to kill me.
and I'm sitting thinking, and on my side is it worth the jail time?
Right.
Well, the war continues, my friend. So, let's see. They're hacked.
Because you drive a deadly instrument of death doesn't mean I can't carry one.
Yeah, it's all about reaction time, friend. Uh-huh. Hackers took aim at North Carolina's bicyclists over this past weekend, mocking them with insults programmed into some of the highway signs along next week's Ironman Triathlon route. I believe that's along Old Highway 1 out there. Let's see. Biker Eugene Caffrey of Cary posted a video Sunday on Facebook showing an electronic highway sign near Pittsburgh flashing the message, "Expect delays, assholes on bikes."
Well, no shit.
Awesome.
Becky Markey John, I think that's how that's pronounced, Markey John of Raleigh, spotted another sign on U.S. Highway 64 hacked to say, "Right lane closed due to idiots on bikes." You should be ashamed. This is not acceptable, Markey John said in a tweet. The Ironman 70.3 is set for Sunday, June 3rd, through Wake and Chatham. Wake and Chatham counties. Participants start with a 1.2-mile swim in Jordan Lake. Then they bike 56 miles through rural Chatham. And let me see here. Okay. Then bike 56 miles through rural Chatham and Wake counties before entering a 13.1-mile run course in downtown Raleigh. North Carolina Department of Transportation officials said via Twitter they are investigating the matter, saying it is apparently not a North Carolina Department of Transportation sign, nor does it belong to any of our contractors. Caffrey posted on Facebook that he doesn't think the hackers were trying to be funny. He also believes they have put bicyclists in danger during the triathlon. in a quote, makes me worried that drivers out in that part of North Carolina will be even more aggressive towards cyclists. Hackers have hit highway signs in the Carolinas multiple times in the past, including an incident in July of last year where the Department of Transportation's digital road signs in Charlotte flashed vulgar messages to motorists on Interstate 277. I went trying to look up some of those vulgar signs on 277.
Couldn't find any.
Goddamn responsible reportings. You know, they didn't type them out on any of the deals, and all the pictures they had on them, they were all edited and squiggled out. I couldn't find any raw footage. All it had was like turn left for blank.
Bastards.
And here blank lay blank something, and it was like, you sons of bitches. I wanted to know what those vulgar signs were. So instead we have assholes on bikes. I've thought about doing that myself, you know, passing through, seeing the signs, and maybe, you know, doing some, but I wouldn't even know where to begin to do the hacking on them.
Yeah, I think those hackers are doing it wrong. They know how to do that, so they should try and make money doing that, such as hacking with ads. Right? Hey, we'll advertise your show on the highway signs. We'll hack it into the fucking emergency broadcast billboards and shit. Right?
Yeah, that wouldn't bring trouble down on a fucking show. Not at all. It'd be great publicity, but you wouldn't fucking...
But you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I understand clearly what you're saying. Don't, whatever you do, hackers, if you listen to the show, don't do that for the Quad M show.
Wink, wink.
Don't. No. Don't.
Wink, wink.
Do not.
Wink. Wink.
We can neither support nor condone that type of behavior from our listeners.
Wink, wink. Whatever. It's like when the Air Force can't tell you whether or not there was a nuclear weapon on a fucking airplane. They're like, we can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay, all right, we already know. All right, buddy. Guilty as charged.
Guilty.
Oh, you know, I've never even once had any thought process or want, need, or desire to ever fucking do a triathlon. Ever.
You know, either have I. And it just doesn't seem appealing because, you know, there's like cars and other things and just there's more efficient ways to travel that distance. But, man, they're a testament to our endurance as humans. Holy fuck.
Oh, sure.
Holy cow, dude. That there's not many things that we are better at than other animals, but one of the things we are better at than almost everything is endurance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can fucking walk until, we can walk a horse to death and keep on going, you know? And our, another thing I found interesting is we are the only creature that can accurately throw stuff.
I don't know. Monkeys throw poo pretty well.
They fling. Okay.
Okay, all right. Okay, no,
humans
I got
can accurately throw, like throwing a rock at a moving target type of stuff. Okay. Right. Look at all of our top sports. It's fucking throwing balls or hitting balls. Come on. Okay. But yeah, our ability to like basically understand trajectory and figuring out lead and stuff like that.
3D spatial trajectory type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can figure that out. And men and women are just as good at it as there's no difference between men and women in the accuracy. Mm-hmm. Men are more powerful. They're just...
Well, that's just
women
that's
are
by
just,
genetic.
Yeah,
you know, that's,
and we're bigger and stronger. That's not sexism. That's fact.
That's science,
right? So, like, hey, honey, can you open this pickle jar for me? No, you got to open the pickle jar.
That's when she fucking taps it on the fucking counter 3 times, and boop, there you go. Well, I can throw a ball harder than you can.
Yeah.
Bitch. Yeah, I've never had any inclinations for triathlons because I can't swim worth a fuck.
No?
No, I even tried doing adult lessons. Like after, because if you're a kid and you're uncomfortable with it, you just fucking wig out. But at least as an adult, you can have a little bit more of a, I am in a safe, controlled environment. We're okay. Dude, I fucking float like a 20-pound lead weight.
Really?
I sink like a motherfucker.
See, I don't float either. I can swim. I can swim fairly well. But I don't float. If I'm holding still, I'll end up like a leaf falls from a tree. Mm-hmm. That's how I sink.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom.
Yeah. It was about the third time when the lips and nose are just above the fucking water level. And I'm like, this ain't working. Yeah, that's when I say, yeah. I'll just stick to my old, life preserver wearing method.
Stay out of boats.
Yeah, that works too. But like I say, I mean, I've in a good old fashioned life preserver, I do have buoyancy. I can stay afloat. I just have to have that vest on.
Right.
Oh well, so I guess the jackasses on this one has to be the hackers, I guess. Or the overreacting of the cyclists going, this is inappropriate.
It's a little bit of both. The hackers may have went a little over. We won't know for certain because you couldn't find the unedited images.
Well, no, that was the one from earlier last July that they were fucking around with. The assholes and idiots on the thing. That I found those. That's all they did on that one.
But don't be such bitches.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of a twofer, so to the hackers as well as the overreactionary cyclists. Congratulations, y'all be winners on this week's edition of the Fred G. Sanford Award for Excellence in Stupidity.
Excellent.
You dummy!
Yay, you. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into our hot take.
A hot take.
Yeah, the singularity hot take. for the week here.
News and notes from all four corners of the pop culture world.
And the sign gotta stay hot! You gotta stay hot! You gotta stay hot!
It's time for some hot takes.
So the weekend whilst we were off, we decided to present us with a new Star Wars flick. One of the little side subsidiary deals, Solo, a Star Wars story. Yeah. And, before we get into and kids, I'll tell you right now, it's been over a week, so if you haven't seen it, you're probably not going to see it. This is spoiler riddled. So if you're worried about the fucking spoilers, might as well just go to segment 3 right now. Because this is spoiler laden, kids, is what it's going to be.
Might want to skip segment 3, too.
Well, I don't know. It depends on what we got for Reddit, I guess. Surprise! So before we get to talking about the movie proper, kind of we'll give a little bit of the setup here as far as some of the debacles that this fucking movie had going into it, because I was, doing a little studying post-movie viewing.
See, I didn't. I only watched the trailers, and I stayed away from like previews and spoilers and stuff. So,
right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was like the lead up to the film. I guess this is, the production of it was kind of running similar to how production was going for Rogue One, and the fact that there was just a lot of lack of faith by Disney and Lucasfilms on the directors. A lot of reshoots having to be done, and here in the case of Solo. Well, when Rogue One was done, Gareth Edwards was just out, and so they brought in a new director for the editing phase and all that shit. Well, these two guys, and I can't remember, I didn't fucking catch their names, but apparently the people had a trust in, as far as the fan base, they're like, okay, these guys are good for, a fun movie. They will be okay under their watch, but Disney and Lucasfilm didn't have the same thoughts, so about halfway through production, they fired him and brought in Ron Howard. Old Opie Cunningham.
Oh, yeah.
Brought him in to do the remainder of the grunt work and kind of, clean, at least do what they say as far as cleaning shit up and trying to make it a more cohesive movie or whatever. I don't know beyond that. But after Last Jedi, there was like a lot of outcry amongst the fucking diehard Star Wars fans. You know, and at one point I may have considered myself one of those, but I'm not near as diehard as some of these motherfuckers are. I mean, there was like a full boycott Solo movement that was going on.
Right.
Post Last Jedi.
Yeah. And that goes back to the guys on the bikes. Don't be such bitches.
Quit your bitching. It's a fucking movie. Quit your bitching. Because at the end of the day, and we'll get into it even more, at the end of the day, you fucking missed out on honestly what I thought was a fucking good, enjoyable fucking movie.
Ditto.
And, you know, there was a lot of fucking videos out there about what went wrong with Solo, because, you know, the movie, for its opening weekend, tanked like a motherfucker. I mean, it was like the Titanic biblical level of tanking. Like the budget on the movie was about $300 million. It only made $30 million in its opening weekend. And as of today, while we're recording here on June 1st, Friday, June 1st, it's only made worldwide $197 million. So, you know, yeah, I mean, I think as word of mouth finally comes around, people are going to get, you know, a little, you know, so it might make up a little bit more in DVD sales and shit, but...
We probably didn't give us enough time to get the sour taste out of our mouth that was The Last Jedi before they put another Star Wars movie in our face. Mm-hmm. And maybe, maybe there was some of that going into it of, oh, great, another Star Wars movie.
Well, and I think that's a lot of it, you know, is oversaturation and burning us out. I think a lot of it comes from that. Because, I mean, fuck, when you think about it, when the original trilogy came out, there was, a good 3 to 4 years in between movies. Mm-hmm. And then, 15 years between Return of the Jedi and Phantom Menace?
Yeah.
And, you know, so, I mean, there was, these were events. And now that Disney took over and said, well, we're going to franchise the fuck out of it. We're going to give you a movie every fucking year. And then, you know, they go from the movie every year to all of a sudden, it was less than 6 months. Because Jedi came out in December, didn't it?
Something like that.
So, yeah, I mean, you know, we're barely 6 months and all of a sudden they give us another movie. And there was no real marketing you didn't have time for fucking marketing because the fucking first trailer for it came out like January, February. So, I mean, there was no real way to build momentum for it or anything.
Yeah.
And, you know, just across the board, they were shooting themselves in the foot. I mean, when they first made the announcement that it was going to be in May, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
They probably wanted the May 25th launch date for, you know... Isn't that when the first Star Wars came out? It was May 25th?
I don't know. I was like in April, but it could be. I don't know. I think
May 25th is something sort of... It was one... We're supposed to be Star Wars fucking nerds. I don't even know the dates.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I think May 25th is supposed to be something in the Star Wars.
Yeah, we can look that up as we go along. If that's something we really give two shits about. But I mean, you know, but my thought process on it is that you got Solo, you know, a side Star Wars movie that a lot of people, like I say, they still got the bad taste of Jedi in their mouth. Mm-hmm. And yet you're trying to fucking go up at the same time as Avengers Infinity War, Deadpool 2. You know, here, what is it? I think like within this next week, you've got Lost World. You know, the Lost World sequel coming out. Fucking Incredibles 2. You know, it's that fucking summer movie barrage that honestly, they would have been better served throwing it over into that fucking no man's zone when there's nothing else movie-wise going on. You know, because there's not going to be any Marvel movies out during that time frame. You've got Ant-Man and Wasp that comes out July 4th weekend. And then Captain Marvel, I think, comes out... God, I want to say like February of next year. So, I mean, you do another fucking December release. You're fine. There's no competition. You have time to be able to advertise and get the fucking... what's the word I'm looking for? Like your... regular, ordinary folk to come to the movies to see it, as opposed to the diehard, because you could still have enough time to build up goodwill amongst the disgruntled fans that were pissed off over fucking blue titty milk drinking Skywalker and all that shit, you know, and you know, because I was the first one to fucking say when that movie got out, it wasn't a good movie. It had some like kick-ass scenes to it. It wasn't Phantom Menace level bad, but it wasn't much further up the chain than, as far as I was concerned. But I wasn't shitting on it. And, oh, my God, the fucking visceral... I didn't realize how bad the lambasting was until I started, seeing some fucking YouTube videos on shit. And, oh, my God, I thought fucking, internet trolling could be brutal. Dude, I was... shock and awe would be the words I would use to describe as I'm watching some of these fucking videos going, holy shit. There are some fuckers that really didn't like this movie.
Right. Right. That's some pretty hateful. After it, you're right. There's so much shit talking about it. And in my opinion, The Last Jedi could use a good, re-editing, maybe.
So you're saying bring Lucas back into the fold for one of his old special edition?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they fucking Lucas and a fucking VHS and a pair of scissors and start fucking...
Get to snipping, George.
Yeah. Maybe then they can turn out a movie that felt like a Star Wars movie instead of a chore.
Oh, I think that's the line of the week right fucking there. Oh my God, that's a go. Fuck. That actually, sorry, you made my eyes sweat a little there on that one.
Good.
But to bring it into to discussing the film, I'm going to say this right now. Despite, I think it's got a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's gotten some decent reviews. But I think despite all the vitriol, despite all the shit talking, despite the bad attitude, and despite the oversaturation, Solo is a pretty fun film.
Solo is a fun Star Wars movie.
It's
a lighthearted, more funny, action-oriented Star Wars movie.
Yeah. And, a lot of some of the reviews out there were talking about how, that first act was it was dark and a chore to get through. But once you get through the first act, I didn't see the problems with the first act. I thought the first act, when, okay, we'll go ahead and I guess start in with the bit by bit then going through the film here. So, movie starts out, we don't get the fucking screen crawl. Despite all the fucking hope from the guy that was sitting behind us going, all right, hit me with it.
I know.
And this little voice to my right says, oh, that guy. But so instead, you get the galaxy, a long time ago in a galaxy far away, and then you get the kind of, telling us the story of the planet Corellia in that long time ago galaxy far, far away style of font. And then it kicks into the fucking movie where Han Solo's, doing a hot wire job on a fucking land speeder and, getting away from, from a deal gone south. Indeed. I guess I can't remember what the fucking fuel was called, coaxia or some shit like
Something
that.
Something like that, yeah.
Coax cable. We'll call it coax cable fuel.
Okay. The coaxial.
Coaxial fuel. I don't fucking remember.
Okay.
But so
coax.
So, he fucking hauls balls and gets back to his little fucking, gangster poor people hovel. Kind of reminded me of the fucking Terminator movies when you'd see all the fucking beat down humans trying to rise up. You had those little slavery hovel type things where he meets his little gal. What was her name? Kira. Yeah, Kira.
Yep.
Played by the lovely Emilia Clarke. She was a little cutie, I thought. Mm-hmm. And then I managed to snag this. From the deal that's gone south. We can make it out. We can get out of here. We can make it. Okay, let's go ahead. Big chase scene ensues, which again, fun, quick little, fast-paced, dangerous scene there.
Yep.
And then, of course, Han Solo luck goes the way it always goes, and the chase doesn't quite end as he would have hoped, but then they make the run for some kind of, what's the word, freighter-ish type thing to be able to smuggle themselves in on and be able to get off the planet.
Yep.
And they try to use the coax fuel as a bribe Bribe didn't quite pan out as expected. They get separated, and he joins the Imperial fleet.
Yep.
While she gets drug off to slavery or rape and slavery or
whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever. Rape and then slavery. Who knows? Who knows what happened to her during?
Yeah.
But if they consider that the first act, I didn't see that as being that dark. Maybe it goes a little bit further when the botched railway job takes place, and we'll lead up to that as well. But so then it skips ahead 3 years, and he's an Imperial soldier in the middle of what looks. It felt kind of World War I-ish to me. What with the fucking trenches and the murky, mustard gassy type fucking cloud overcast clouds.
Yeah, definitely battle scene.
Yeah, and that's when we get introduced to Woddy Harrelson.
Yeah,
as Beckett in his best Revolver Ocelot impression that I thought going in. That's a Metal Gear reference there, with the fucking bang, 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 with the fucking guns and all that type of shit. It's the first fucking thought that came into my mind on that end. Han figures he's going to try to hook up because he finds out that this guy isn't one of the Imperial type deals, and comes to find out he's a bit of a rogue, bit of a scoundrel.
Yep.
So he's going to try to hook onto that train. Well, things didn't quite work out. And Han gets thrown into the pit with the monster.
With the monster.
The monster. Let the monster eat him. And that's when we have probably one of... I can honestly say there was about 3, maybe 4 moments in the movie that I thought really fucking nailed it. And that first encounter between Han and Chewie, I thought fucking hit that nail right square on the head.
It was fucking hilarious.
Does a little gargle, and we got the fucking and you get some of the.
He's got a pet Wookiee now.
You get the fucking subtitles down there. I remember what it was like. Oh, you're a Wookiee. You're a Wookiee. So then he fucking does his howling. He's like, yeah, I speak a little, and he starts fucking gargling, and then this was the brilliant subtitles was like fucking Neanderthal quasi fucking. Mongoloid fucking me get slavery bad, you get out good type.
It's gonna be hard to speak Wookiee.
You got to get them gurgles just right.
Yeah.
But so they they go through, and that's when they kind of have their like buddy cop moment,
right.
their buddy film epic, trying to get their way out of that fucking pit that they're in, and sneak their way out, and then end up meeting with the smugglers and get off Corellia, and
the shower scene.
Yeah. Little Wookiee love going on there.
Right. What do you say? We could have done this alone, right? Or something tonight.
So then they go and they have their first they get to go do their first smuggling job with Woddy Harrelson's crew. And, of course, things go sour, because if they don't go south, we wouldn't really have much of a movie afterwards.
That's pretty much what happens to Han Solo. It's just things go south, but they work out in the end.
Exactly. And, I got to admit, I was kind of surprised that, the members of the crew were killed off as quick as they were. I thought they would stick around a little bit longer, but then again, it made sense for the movie, but it was one of those things where I was like, really? You're going to fucking kill off Jon Favreau that quick? Because I found out Jon Favreau was the one who was doing the voice for that pilot. That ended up dying because he took a fucking bullet to the shoulder. Which, okay, but alien physiology is what it is. What you going to do? And so then they go and get... they go ahead and have to make things right with the crime boss that they were stealing the shit for. And that's when we get introduced to the crime lord Voss, played by Paul Bettany or Bettany or however they fuck pronounce his name. I think there's like 4 different pronunciations for his name. I'm not too familiar with him as an actor, except for him playing Vision in the Avengers movies. That's the most I know him from. And that he's fucking the luckiest man in the world because he's married to Jennifer Connelly. She's one of those. She's one of those celebrity.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Fart.
She's one of those celebrity gals that if I wanted an out with the significant other, that's one of those free passes I would demand.
Right on.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
love me the Jennifer Connelly.
There you go.
And so does Voss. He liked it enough to put a ring on it. But how did you think about Voss as the kind of psycho crazy crime lord? You think he was a good solid Star Wars villain?
He was good enough.
Good enough for what we had.
No, I thought he did pretty well. It was, overall, I feel that pretty much everybody did pretty well in the movie as far as the main characters and whatnot. Everybody was pretty awesome. It was pretty good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skipping ahead quite a bit here, just because, like I said, I'm really just padding time because this is the only fucking thing we got to talk about this week. Skipping ahead a little bit when they have to get a fucking ship to carry on this next fucking job. That's when we get introduced to Lando, Calculando Calrissian. 2000. And I gotta admit, this is here again is another one of those fucking internet things that I just did not understand what everybody was fucking going on about with the whole how dare you make Lando Calrissian a pansexual? And first I'm like, what the fuck is a pansexual?
Yeah, what does that mean?
It's like my old definition of trisexual. I try everything once. Yeah. So apparently, in this movie, he's fucking a droid.
Huh?
Which, hey, you know what? It gets lonely in space. So Lando fucked a toaster. Big deal. Look, there's people that have done far, far worse than that. If that's the worst thing you can say about this movie, that how dare they do that with Lando? You're barking up the fucking wrong tree on that one, as far as that goes. But character-wise, yeah, no, I thought Gregory Glover, or what the hell was his name again? I don't know why I call him Gregory. Donald Glover.
Yeah, Donald Glover.
Donald Glover. No, I thought he did a fucking spot-on job. It's like everyone was talking about how that Alden Ehrenreich wasn't trying, or he didn't put enough effort into trying to be Harrison Ford's Han Solo, which I'm more than okay with. Bring some fucking originality to the role, make it your own. I'm okay with that. Donald Glover did probably, I would say, the most spot-on young Billy D. Williams that you could fucking do. I mean, I could not bitch about how he was fucking playing the role. Just a, hey, baby. What have we here?
Yeah. The Lando character was pretty good. I dug him a lot.
Oh, and I think, yeah, when it comes to the fucking, the fucking here again, more outrage about all that type of shit. If there was going to be anything, and we were talking about this after the movie, if there was anything that I would have been quote unquote outraged at, it would have been the uber militant fucking droid going around fucking droids rights now.
Oh, I thought that was like one of the most fucking hilarious parts of the movie.
It was
Holy cow,
great
dude.
fucking parody.
Fucking, takes the restraining bolt off that fucking, I don't know, go free your brothers and sisters or something. Just get out of my face.
We're starting a revolution.
Oh, fuck, dude. And chaos ensued. It was brilliant.
I mean, even prior to that, the bullshit, I was like, hey, you need anything while I'm up, baby? Equal rights? It's like, oh, fuck. I know way too many bitches like that. Okay, all right, I'm seeing. But it was great fucking parody.
It was.
With that type of shit. Fucking droid revolutions. And that brings up the after as everything's being done and revolted on the fucking spice mines of Kessel. As you seem to point out, what's supposed to be a fucking traumatic death scene turned into something you had to fucking bite your lip on.
The cradling the dead robot in his arms, and she's like, something's happening, I don't know.
I can't feel my legs. You're a droid. You shouldn't be able to feel your fucking legs.
Yeah.
It's also dark.
I know it was supposed to be like touching and stuff, but it touched my funny bone. Yeah.
Here he is, fucking holding on to his sex toaster.
I mean, I could hear other people in the audience at the theater. Oh no!
Did you hear you? I did not hear the collective whining. I
heard stuff. Yeah. And then that I had to cover my mouth and like. I don't know why that was so funny, but it was.
Lando's sex toaster is dead.
I'm not quite dead yet. But yeah, that was kind of weird and silly.
That's my sex box, and her name is Sony.
Got a Sony in my Oni.
And so then, and then from there, here again, another thing people were bitching about, and I thought was done really fucking well, was the whole, the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs.
Right. We got that story.
We got the story, and, and this goes back to a lot of people's fucking bitching about how you're demystifying Han Solo, and these are things that didn't need to be. It's like, you know what? You're right. They don't need to be. It's entertaining. It's okay. We can fucking see this. It's all right. We're not demystifying. We're fucking telling a cool story.
Yeah,
and well, because over the fucking years, everyone was all bitching about a parsec is a distance, not a measurement of time that he made the run. And I thought they explained it away really fucking good. It made sense. It's 20 parsecs away from there. We're not going to make it in time. We'll take a shortcut. We can make it in 12.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck. Okay, all right, cool. You've done it in one sentence.
If you substitute the word parsecs with miles.
Exactly. Remember, kids, this is Star Wars. It's sci-fi. It's fiction. We don't have to be so fucking literal. Because these are the same guys.
It's 20 miles. Well, I know a shortcut that'll get us there in 12. Sweet.
Boom. There you fucking go. The road's a little rockier, but we can make it in 12.
Yeah.
Awesome. These are the same fuckers that are sitting there bitching about, well, his lightsaber shouldn't be green because he used this style of kyber crystal for his lightsaber. Dude, get the fuck over it and just watch the goddamn movie.
Right.
This is why we don't know the fucking premiere dates, because we don't worry about that level of fucking minutia. Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking. I will say I did like the tentacle monster. I thought that's way more epic than fucking, big.
Oh, the big giant space monster that, yeah.
Way more fucking epic than a goddamn fish flying after Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon.
Right.
And a fucking hand puppet worm just kind of jumping out of a fucking asteroid. This was actually nice, big, huge, fucking epic. The whole scene with that fucking gravity well. I mean, I just thought visually, a lot of people are anti-CG, but
that's how you can tell that shit's getting some Disney movie, when you can look at that CG and go, whoa.
Yeah, it was honest, and that was just us watching it on like regular DX. If you had the ability to, and we went and saw it in the 3D, imagine how much more fucking epic. The fucking tentacles flying at you, and just that would have been some shit right there. But in just like standard big, huge ass wraparound XD type screen, still really fucking impressive.
Yep.
That's another one of those keystone moments that I just thought hit the fucking nail on the head. Really did a bang up job there.
Yep.
So then, of course, they go and do the thing, and then, have their little fucking run around with the Sand Raiders, or whatever they call themselves, Sun Riders, whatever the fuck they're supposed to be.
Yep.
Like, they're supposed to be pirates, but they're not really pirates because, well, let's be honest, these are the kids that start the rebellion against the Empire. At least that's
Pretty much.
That's what I saw of it.
You kind of see like the seeds of the rebellion is what you kind of get. You kind of get hints of the seeds of the rebellion.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was starting off because they had all this fucking coax fuel to be able to finance their shit.
Right.
So we know that was where the seed money came from. Mm-hmm. Was it just me, or when they were doing that fucking symbol? I don't know if that was supposed to be the Crimson Dawn symbol. It looked a lot like the fucking Death Star.
It kind of had that little
the circle with the lion and the circle inside. Kind of looked like they were trying to pull some Death Star shit on that one.
It kind of did, yeah, a little bit. I was like, yeah.
And so, big schmoz at the end. Voss dies.
Yep.
Kira, the gal, ends up taking over as the fucking crime boss.
Yep.
Lord type thing. And, of course, she's, I'll be right there, Han. Go. Take care of Beckett and do the thing and get Chewie and all this type of stuff. And I'll be right behind you. And, of course, she knew right then and there she wasn't going to be, which is fine because we know he's going to end up, banging Princess Leia, and that's what'll end up being the death of him down the road.
Yep.
But there was a moment that good friend of the show, Chris McClanahan.
Wait.
Okay. Go. Oh, yes.
You're forgetting something. One of the other main characters in the movie.
Lando Voss. Well, are we talking about the surprise twist here, or which main character are we forgetting? Which one am I forgetting?
It's not the surprise twist.
Okay.
It's been one of the main characters in a lot of the Star Wars movies. The Millennium Falcon.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know what? I do have a couple comments about that. Okay. What are your thoughts about the Falcon in this movie?
Well, we always, the only story we had was Han got it from Lando in a card game. Right. And this is, we get to see the story and see the card game, and we get to find out why the Millennium Falcon is actually so awesome instead of just this clunker that fucking
and why she is a she.
Yep. It is. Yep.
Because Lando's fuckbot got downloaded into the.
Yeah, she did. She's part of the ship now.
See, so next time you're watching A New Hope and he says, we're putting in the coordinates in the Navicomputer, well, now you can just think that Navicomputer is a fucking droid rights
L3.
activist.
Yep. Fucking feminazi droid bot named L3.
Okay, hold on. We got a whole thing.
I don't know what I just said.
Yeah, we'll just say the feminazi fuckbot named L3. There you go, feminazi fuckbot named L3. Okay, I just had to make sure I've got the name in my head the right way if we have to refer to it in any other future type of
right.
Feminazi fuckbot. All right.
See, in the previews, like the Millennium Falcon, like the front part between the forks was filled in.
And that was one of the things that I was curious on.
Me too, because like I said, all I saw was the trailers. I didn't watch any spoilers or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So in my head, I was like, why does it look different? And then they were escaping from the giant tentacle monster, and that was the escape pod.
And that was the escape pod
that nestled in there.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. See, that took me. I was wondering, and then boom, we get there. That's like, fuck. All right, cool. Mm-hmm. Look at this shit. All right,
right.
But here again, it's always nice.
And the dice, Han's dice. Mm-hmm. They were, cause you saw those in A New Hope, hanging from the thing.
Oh, they've been in
Yep.
all of them. Yeah.
Yep.
And my take on the Falcon, and I say this, not coming from a sexist point of view, but from a nostalgic, I like my old point of view. Seeing Rey fly the Millennium Falcon does not sit well with me.
No.
That is Han and Chewie.
It is.
Rey needs to get her own fucking ship. Give her a different fucking ship. The Millennium Falcon, that should go in the ground too, I think, in these newer movies.
With L3 uploaded to the Millennium Falcon, that would essentially make the Millennium Falcon almost a droid. Almost.
I
So-
would say no because
And that
she
just
still needs.
that just fits right into the whole fucking droids Chewie conspiracy thing that they knew and orchestrated the thing the whole fucking time. And the Millennium Falcon is in on it now. Bam!
Welcome to Bert's Conspiracy Corner.
I don't remember the whole thing because that was a long time ago. But
That was a while ago. Holy shit! We'll have to- Oh my God, yeah, that's why I can't. Sorry, kids, can't give you an episode number on that one. You have to look that up for yourself. I
Yeah.
totally forgot about that fucking conspiracy theory shit.
See?
Oh my
I
God.
didn't. Bam!
Full circle, bitches. Full circle.
And wherever you find the Falcon, you find fucking R2-D2 and Chewie.
Now,
Almost. Yeah.
actually, no, not really, because Empire Strikes Back, R2 was with Luke the entire fucking time until the very end when he's like,
True,
"Here,
yeah.
let me fix this," and then hyperdrive's all fucking working back up
Well, yeah,
again.
because R2 needed to manipulate Luke into fucking doing what he needed Luke to do to fucking, duh. I mean, they had to split up occasionally, but yeah. Okay? Now the Millennium Falcon is in on it too. Han wasn't lucky. Han didn't say he didn't use the Force, but I bet you his luck was him manipulating the Force.
He's manhandling those midichlorians.
He didn't know it or realize it or understand it, but it was him inadvertently manipulating the Force, which always seemed to him like he was having good luck.
Yeah, see, there you go.
See?
There you go. Maybe that's his Force power then.
And,
Yeah, see? Yeah.
bam.
Bada fucking bang. Put that in your fucking sabak hand and smoke it.
It's got nothing to do with the conspiracy, just maybe an observation.
I'm just saying. But
Now, let's get to your ending.
let's get to let's bring
surprise
this on.
ending.
Let's bring this on home. So the as the movie begins to wrap up, there were a good friend of the show, old Chris McClanahan. He had posted on the Book of Face after he had watched the movie saying, fun ride, enjoyable, action packed, loved it, da-da-da-da-da. But there's a callback to the prequel trilogy that I don't know that I was much of a fan of. And if you've stuck around this long, kids, obviously you've either seen it or don't give two shits about spoilers. But we see the return of Darth Maul to the actual movie finagled universe. And I think I was a bit surprised because I didn't know how much outside of the movies your Star Wars knowledge would be. So I honestly...
Excuse me.
It's fine. You got to do what you got to do. So I honestly thought that you were going to call bullshit like almost immediately on it. Because I didn't know how much of like the Clone Wars and Rebels and any of that shit you had seen before. And then I'd have to be like, well, here's the conversation that I had envisioned in my mind. That's a bunch of bullshit. Darth Maul's fucking dead. No, they brought him back in the Clone Wars. He's actually still fucking... Oh, that's a bunch of horseshit. I never watched those fucking shows. Those things didn't happen. That's how I kind of saw that conversation going.
No, they happen. And
Okay.
I think his...
Okay.
He didn't originally have like 2 legs. If I remember right, he was had 8 legs or 6 before he had 2 for the robotic.
Are we
ones.
talking when he was like when the first what's the word I'm like the first version of his robotic bottom half? Yeah, it was like a spider crawler-ish type thing that he had going on initially. I don't remember anything subsequently, but here, he fucking stands up and he just has 2 robot legs. He's still got his
It's different.
dual
though.
bladed.
Yeah.
What I thought it was the same. What?
No, it's a little bit aesthetically different. In his first one, it was the dual-ended. It was the lightsaber staff.
Right.
And the handle area, it was basically just straight. On this one, if you look...
there was a bit of a curve to it.
Had like guards that kind of came up a little type of deal. Had some curved bits that came up.
Right.
Same style, just aesthetically different.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. I smell what you're cooking there.
Yep.
But yeah, so I mean, it wasn't like it was like this huge fucking surprise of how many did he survive, because already knew that he did, and all that he was still around.
The surprising part was Disney keeping the
continuity.
Yeah, keeping
from
that
there.
in.
Yeah.
That was the surprising part.
And to which I say kudos, And even when they bought the properties, they said that they were going to keep that stuff was still going to be canon. The only thing that wasn't going to be was all the fucking books. Which, quite frankly, I think if they went the route of just taking the books and making them into, I think we'd have better movies. I'm just saying.
Right.
Maybe it's just me, but
yeah.
But yeah, so then and then Han and Chewie take off to Tatooine because they hear about a smuggler in Tatooine or a crime boss in Tatooine that's hooking up gonna make a
crime gang.
Yeah. And so obviously I really do
I wonder who that is. I wonder. I don't know of any big giant crime lords on Tatooine.
On Tatooine, fuck.
Oh God, Toka Skywalker.
But so with that being said, final notes. I really it disheartens me that the movie has not done well enough because I would love to see a sequel with that story.
I really hope that it does better in
the secondhand DVD sales,
the later after a while, because they'll keep it in the theaters for a long time,
Yeah,
and
I really hope so because it is a good movie.
And then I think it'll gain popularity through word of mouth rather than speculation, and people will start watching it because I've talked to 2 other people that have seen it, both Star Wars fans, and their honest opinion was they liked it. They thought it was a good, lighthearted, fun, action-packed Star Wars movie.
Yeah, it wasn't like major event Star Wars movie that's supposed to really, but it was a good Star Wars movie. It was very enjoyable.
It was better than The Last Jedi. I can't say that enough, dude. It's better than The Last Jedi.
That really should be like the movie review tagline on the back of the Blu-ray box.
It's better than The Last Jedi.
Says USA Today. But it's the 2 things that I came away with at the end of the movie. The 2 things that I came away with. Number 1 is that I really hope that despite the initial poor box office showing, that we do get a sequel with the Jabba the Hutt crime lord. The interaction with Boba Fett maybe a little bit, if they want to do that, and also dumping off the fucking. Whatever cargo it was, he had to dump off.
They've got the go-ahead on a Boba Fett movie.
I have heard that.
Yeah.
And I really, truly do hope.
I hope they don't fuck it up.
Yes. Don't make him into a fucking bounty hunter with a heart of gold. He needs to be hard-edged, hard-nosed, badass.
Yeah. A Boba Fett movie needs to be like the darkest Star Wars that you could get to be, I think. It needs to be John Wick level badass. Mm-hmm.
Don't overthink it. Whatever you do, don't give him like a little kid that he has to fucking protect or any bullshit like that.
God, I hate those goddamn quests in video games. They're the fucking worst, dude. And they make for shitty movies too.
Oh my God.
Just let this fucking guy go John Wick on things, and don't worry about your fucking side quest of protecting the thing.
And what? We've already determined
before I know what train you're going on right now. Let's do our break, and then we'll get into Reddit. Wrap up the review.
Okay, we'll wrap up the review. I just got two quick things.
Okay,
we'll wrap this up and then we'll break time because we're going way fucking over. There's a lot of this will be edited down. But number 1, if when that Boba Fett movie comes out, I think based on the success of Deadpool and Logan, I think Boba Fett should be the first rated R Star
Disney
Wars.
Doesn't do R.
They did. I just can't remember which one it was. But they have. And the box office numbers dictate.
They don't lie, but I don't think Disney will pull off an R-rated movie, dude. I think that I don't know. I think we might get like a PG or something out of it. But
fuck all these Star Wars movies. All the recent stuff's all been PG-13. So I mean, but on my
I'm
end,
almost 45. I don't pay attention to ratings.
I know. I don't give a shit. But I think give it the R rating so we maybe I don't know, or at least a very hard PG-13.
I agree. It would be awesome. I don't think it'll happen though.
Yeah. But the other thing too, and I'll the video game comment that I made last night. Just I think what would be smart for Star Wars video games. Get away from the fucking Jedi and Sith bullshit. Get away from Battlefront. Oh, I'm Rebellion. Oh, I'm Empire. Fuck all that. And give us a good Grand Theft Auto style smuggler. I'm working with the crime lords type of a open world or open universe style video game. I think that would be badass after seeing this movie. And that's all I got to say about that. All right. So in closing, ratings wise, I gave this a 4.25. I gave it 4.25. It is definitely worth it. It's definitely one of the better Star Wars films of the recent 4 or 5 that we've had. Mm-hmm. Don't forget, just forget about the oversaturation. Forget about Last Jedi. Check this film out. It's worth it. It is really fucking good.
It is. It is totally worth it. It will cleanse your palate of The Last Jedi.
That's right. It's the vanilla ice cream that will wash away that nasty cauliflower taste.
Yeah, precisely.
All right. So I give it 4.25. You good, sir?
I'm gonna give it at least 4.5.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So we're all in the same ballpark then. Definitely, just shekel up, buckle down. Just go see it. Enjoy it. You have our recommendations. Go do it. Do it now. All right, so let's go ahead here. We will take our final break. We will come back with Reddit fun and all that type of horse shit. Squad M Show, gang. Stay tuned.
In a city where corruption rules the streets, only one man can stop the serial killer known as the Blood Bandit. James Kurt, a former police officer turned private investigator, must race against the clock to stop the madman before he achieves his ultimate diabolical goal. When JK's brother Alex is thought killed in the line of duty and mysteriously returns with no memory of his past life, the stakes are raised even higher. Enigma, the comic book series from Quad M Productions, written and illustrated by TJ Damon, with colors and effects by Jason Vickers. Enigma. Order your copy at quadmproductions.com today.
What's that flashing? We're losing the deflector shield. Both strap yourselves in. I'm gonna make a jump to light speed.
You're listening to the Quad M Show.
Off to a side, see Wookie by my side. The speed of rider's not.
Segment
Beat the night, I'm solo.
Welcome back to this third and final segment of this here Quad M Show. Again, we're your hosts. I'm TJ.
And Jason.
Losers, in other words.
Well, and this segment, as always, is brought to you in part by DeeplyDapper.com. Now, you've heard us go on and on about all that sweet merch that you can pick up over at Deeply Dapper. Original art prints and books, vinyl wrap metal flasks, custom key hangers, light switch plates, and those lovable handmade soaps, all based on your favorite Nerd World properties. But there is so much more. Get on over there to DeeplyDapper.com. Make sure you're checking out the podcasts. That's 3D Podcasket as well as the Robot Kraken. They're out there doing the thing, doing the gig, doing the good stuff. Get on over there. Check them out as soon as you are done checking us out. Our good buddy Chris McClanahan making it happen. Working the cons, doing the whole damn thing.
With his 10 tickles.
With his 10 tickles. Get on over there. DeeplyDapper.com. Once again, that is DeeplyDapper.com. Better living through those 10 tickles.
The 10 tickles.
Oh.
I found the video of Baby Got Backs from Mix-a-Lot with the Seattle Symphony.
Oh, good God. Do we have time? Do we want to plug this in for a quick soundbite of the week?
It's up to you.
Oh, fuck, might as well. Why not here?
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Let me go get the hook-em-ups. There we go.
But since tonight is Orchestral Movements from the Hood night.
Orchestral Movements from the Hood. Oh, boy.
I'm going to...
Boy, they're long on that introduction, aren't they?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yep. It's a thing that exists, and you're listening to it.
I'm listening to it.
What? I like big butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get strong. Wanna pull up tough, cause you notice that butt is struck.
Oh my fucking God.
I wanna get with ya and take your picture. My homeboys tried to warn me, but that butt you got me. Ooh, Robert Smooth Skin. You say you wanna get my bins? Well, use me, cause you ain't that average groupie. I seen her dancing, to hell with romancing. She's sweating. And I'm tired of magazines. Saying black butts are the thing. Check the average black man and ask him that. She got a pack much back. Where's my fellas? Fellas! And your girlfriend got the butt? Tell him to shake it. Shake it. Shake that big old butt. And baby got back.
Okay,
yeah, so we are aware this does exist.
It is. that girl's getting down right there. She's working it.
Oh, you know what else has back? Reddit fun with Jason.
Reddit fun with Jason.
Let's fucking ditch old Sir Mix-a-Lot here.
Oh, some things you'll never be able to unhear.
That's okay. But you did.
Yeah, I did. All right.
So, that's what Sir Mix-a-Lot is up to.
Yeah.
You were wondering?
Orchestral movements in the hood.
Movements.
Oh, so
that's
what sort
another
of
name for poop?
What sort of movements is the hive mind giving us tonight?
Okay. We're just going to keep it rolling with Star Wars.
Okay.
Okay. You are in charge of the Star Wars universe now. What film do you make? Who's it about? What tone? What genre?
You know, I would do some type of like gangland bounty hunter war type thing. Put some emphasis on those bounty hunters that
the bounty hunters.
Yeah, they got the little glimpse of like IG-88 and Bosk and Zuckuss and Forlom and all that. Give us those guys. Give us that darker, seedier side that we've just kind of had hinted at.
Right.
You know, I think Disney would kind of, tone it up a little too much for my taste, but if you could keep it down and dirty and make like, a race against the clock for the ultimate bounty, maybe, one of the greatest segment. If you ever watched or read any of the Shadows of the Empire stuff,
I think so.
One of the cool things about that was the race to try to stop Boba Fett from getting Solo to Jabba the Hutt by the other bounty hunters because they wanted to fucking collect that money. Something along those lines, like a huge fucking bounties out there. They're all out to fucking get it. Make it like one of those, Quentin Tarantino style, action gangsterish type fucking movies. Like Reservoir Dogs with the Star Wars bounty hunters. Something along those lines. I would go that route.
That sounds kind of neat, actually. I think my first instinct was Boba Fett, but we're getting that eventually.
Yeah.
So I had to like rethink a little bit, and I think a story about the X-wing squadron, kind of a
do a Rogue Squadron movie.
Yeah, type of deal. Those guys.
Would you go with with like the original group or a newer group? Like would you recast Wedge Antilles?
It'd be you'd have to have Wedge in there and stuff. Yeah, it'd have to be those guys.
Okay.
That would be my thoughts.
Porkins pre-Death Star?
Maybe,
All right, guys. Well, I suppose we go.
yeah, well,
because that's our boy Porkins up there. Jack Porkins. I'm almost leery to think that these guys are just going to give us the smart ass answers. Like, I'd want to see the movie, the construction crew of the Death Star getting pissed off they got blown up again,
and go on strike,
or that one Death Star that they always get the Wilhelm scream for, because that's got to be the same dude.
Well, let's see what Reddit has.
Let's see.
I'm really curious what the hive mind, because this is going to be weird.
Hit me one time, Borg.
Okay. Fuzzy Elf 47 says, nature documentary about those big ass sea monsters on Naboo.
David.
All right, I'd watch that. Fuck yeah.
And here we see there are indeed bigger fish.
Right.
Narrated by Liam Neeson. Okay, I'm down with that. If they can get fucking Qui-Gon to narrate it too.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
There's always a bigger fish.
Off to the Butcher. This one's right up your alley. It says, a crime drama centered around Imperial spies infiltrating the cartels. Or Imperial Commando, the movie, set as an unapologetic in-universe propaganda movie for the Empire.
Like Battleship Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah. Casper Van Dien reprises his role one more time as fucking Rico.
Ethic Meta says, quit with the character origin stories while we're ahead. Finish out the remaining movies, but you can't just stop the story there where it's at and start exploring the Old Republic and the primal beginnings of the Force.
Speaking to that, another really great one would be an adaptation. Do you remember the old Xbox game, Knights of the Old Republic?
No. I remember playing it a couple times, but I never got into the story or anything. So
basically, the guy wakes up with like severe amnesia on a fucking starship that's getting blown to hell, right? And this is like thousands of years before the trilogy, right? So it has no ties whatsoever to any existing Star Wars canon. And the whole thing is they're trying to track down this Sith Lord, Dark Revan. But the big revelation is that the dude with amnesia actually was Darth Revan. And it was the whole lead up to it. And I think something like going that route, like a Knights of the Old Republic type deal, something, I think, that would be wicked and kick ass too. Yeah.
Because that's exactly what Salacious Dumb just said.
Oh.
But before that, Rax Sterner says, Top Gun shot-for-shot remake, but about X-Wing pilots.
How would they? Oh,
yeah.
Recreate the fucking beach, the volleyball scene on Tatooine.
Whatever.
Hey, baby.
Toby and Furmog says, a film noir style film about a poor guy becoming indebted to a mafia boss and having to carry out a risky kidnapping scheme to pay off his debts. The mafia boss is Jabba the Hutt. A more grounded, gritty tone focusing on the average people who live in the Star Wars universe with a tension created from personal stakes. That's kind of got the feeling I got from the Solo movie too, is it was more, the more people movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you notice throughout that entire Solo movie, there was never any mention of the Force.
Nope.
Until Darth Maul showed up.
Yep.
And did, shoop, I got my lightsaber type deal.
Yep.
That's it. And the Force was never mentioned in the movie at all.
Yep. Monsieur Gideon says, make an Obi-Wan movie starring Ewan McGregor and become a Reddit legend. Fuck the guy above me, 42 says, I'd make a film about Vader's exploits between episodes 3 and 4, leading the 501st Vader's fist against worlds that are troublesome. It would be a dark film about the horrors of living under the Empire's thumb. There would not be a happy ending. That sounds pretty good too.
I would love to see that because, like in the newer Marvel Comics Star Wars stuff, they had like fucking, Vader taking down in Last Jedi where Luke is standing in front of the fucking all the Imperial walkers and shit, and they're blasting the fuck out of the. Well, I mean, obviously, it turns out it's a fucking hologram, so it didn't really matter. But they've got like
force projection.
Just fucking call it what it is. Here again, it's Last Jedi. Nobody gives two shits. But they actually had a fucking scene where it's fucking Vader against an Imperial Walker, and he fucking wins. Basically, like doing the fucking force choke on the fucking walker. I mean, like epic scene like that. Something that, once again, perpetuates how badass Vader really was. Because we never saw that level of badass.
We only got to see it in the end of Rogue One.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, beyond that, where was the fear? What instilled that level of fear, across the galaxy? That Vader, when Vader showed up, shit got real. Didn't really see that. Some one or two movies of that. Oh yeah, I'm all in.
It would be good, yeah. And doesn't matter who plays Vader, just as long as they get the voice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, because you figure, James Earl Jones ain't going to be around that much longer.
Nope.
So I mean, you can get another guy with like Ving Rhames or somebody like that with a good, solid, deep voice that you can still make it sound close enough.
Yeah.
So yeah. Give me a couple of those movies. We're good.
Incisively, he says, Heir to the Empire, a gritty, cerebral Star Wars focused on Grand Admiral Thrawn, who is played by the bad guy from Mel Gibson's The Patriot.
Ooh. Yeah, we could definitely do some more Thrawn.
Expert of Wombats, gritty World War II style, focusing on frontline rebel troops with brief appearances from major characters, like a planetary-scale D-Day. Like a Band of Brothers, but stormtroopers. Or rebels.
Yeah. Here again, I'm just... When it comes to the rebellion against the Empire, to me, here again, because of shit... like the original movies, but also Battlefront and all that, those stories of, there again, dead horse that is getting beat to shit. Let's let the jockey get on another one and whip it pretty good.
Okay.
Because they're doing the same thing now with the fucking Resistance and the fucking new First Order or whatever the fuck it's calling itself.
Well then, KDAX52 says, Darth Vader fucking shit up for 2 hours straight, like the scene in R1, but for 2 hours.
See? I think pretty much everyone's on our fucking level when it comes to give us just gritty crime drama, Vader fucking shit up. I think we know what the Star Wars fans want.
Yeah, we need Darth Wick. Or John Vader.
Darth Wick.
Darth Wick.
I like Darth Wick.
100-Foot Ninja. Easy, an R-rated movie, Mace Windu, full-length origin story, starring Samuel L. Jackson. It could play out like a buddy cop film with Kit Fisto as the right-hand man. Aim for the bushes.
Get old Kiadi-Mundi in there, fucking Windu, you're a loose cannon, Windu. His lightsaber says "bad motherfucker" on it. All right.
PME Race Car says Chewbacca. It's a foreign language film that shows him slowly getting broken from a lovely family man type character into a Rambo-esque Wookiee whose only motivation is taking down the Empire
and ripping off arms. No, that wouldn't work because, like you say, you're not there to read a movie.
Right. OCD Bear says something completely out of left field. A quirky romantic comedy that just happens to be set in the Star Wars universe. Adam Devine could co-star across from Amanda Seyfried. Spartan Germ 212, Delta Squad, Republic Commandos.
Never played that game, so I'm not too familiar with.
Nope, me either.
With that group.
69 Quint Cowboy 69 says Salacious Crumb watching videos and laughing, kind of like Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, no. That could either be fucking genius or 2 hours you'll never get back. I'm siding with genius.
Oh no, dude, that'd be awesome. Mystery Science Theater, you could have a couple droids. What
I would do, it would be Salacious Crumb and Bib Fortuna. You remember which one? You know Bib Fortuna, right?
The what?
Bib Fortuna.
Remind me.
He was the major domo. He's like, Luke Skywalker, Jedi Master. Oh, you weak-minded fool. He was the fucking...
Yep. Okay, yeah.
Him and Salacious Crumb fucking watching videos.
Awesome.
You got to buddy it up. Or the fucking... The Rancor trainer that was fucking crying after the Rancor died.
The Rancor trainer.
I'm just trying to think of who we could buddy him up with. Oh, that was something I forgot to mention when we were talking about Solo, too. One of the other fucking things that really hit a chord with me, the fucking lounge singers.
The fucking fish in the tank. What the fuck was that?
It was like a surprise guest
about that.
It was like a surprise guest appearance by fucking Krang from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Going all fucking Barry White.
The dude in the tank in the dude's belly, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Going all little Wookie.
That was fucked up.
I'm glad I fucking remembered that.
Oh, no.
Krang from TMNT as a fucking Barry White lounge singer.
Oh, no. I remember that part now. I think I actually out loud said, what the fuck?
No. There was a loud laughter to my immediate right when that shit came up.
This next post is from Alisade, and it is quite lengthy. Goes into quite a few details, and we're not going to read it. And this one too. Here's one nice, short, easy one. Off-brand soap says, I mean, it's going to be a Jar Jar Binks porn.
Oh, Miss, I gonna come. Oh, you saw back on that shit up boom bad.
Stop.
Give it to me harder. Okie day.
Sorry. Okay, no, sorry. All right. Jar Jar porn is now officially out of my head.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I'm lying.
Cinema King says something about Jar Jar Binks that shows the events of the prequels through his eyes and makes the Darth Jar Jar theory canon.
I would kind of be down for that. Because there's... Well, no, they couldn't do it because of the fact that they wrote that fucking book that took place after whatever, and he's like a fucking vaudevillian clown performer.
The books aren't canon anymore.
No, it's the newer books that Disney says is.
Oh.
So we just gotta wait for Disney to fucking finish shit in the bed and sell off the Star Wars property where we can say that it isn't. But yeah, I'm still a firm believer that if they would have went down that original thought process and not fucking cowered, that would have actually made The Phantom Menace a good movie.
It would have been different, yeah.
Our opinions would definitely be different. We would still have to sit there and deal with Darth Vader saying yippee, but, take it where you can get it.
And we'll do two more. Call it good. Because now we're getting into some really, really, really well thought out and
reading time that you don't want to invest in.
Lengthy posts, yeah. That might change my mind about stuff, so I'm not going to read them.
My opinions will not be swayed, damn you.
Well, the Heretic King, basically, same idea as mine. Like Rogue Squadron, Wedge Antilles, and his elite X-Wing Squadron.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Track down the remnants of the Empire following the Battle of Endor. Yeah, the book series. There was that book series.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I couldn't remember, but anyway, yeah. Okay, the last two. The Mana Made Me says, I'd make a film about General Grievous and make him the badass he was originally meant to be. It would be a dark war film. I'd also make a movie about several Jedi during and after Order 66.
Yeah, because they didn't get them all.
And the last one, Moonbeam Odds, says, I'd sell it for billions of dollars and let someone else handle it.
Oh, and there we go. Well, Red, the Borg didn't disappoint.
No, it was interesting. They had some good ideas, actually, like interesting thoughts.
Which, again, like I said, we fall in line with a lot of those. I think, darker, edgier. I mean, don't get me wrong, still something you could bring the kids to, but just, nothing, just don't pander, I guess. It really is a lot of that, too. Just don't pander. Give us some good badass moments, but don't pander, I think, is a big deal. Picks for the week this week, good sir. Do you got any?
Solo. Duh.
Well, I'm gonna actually go a little above and beyond that. I've always been a fan. I've always been a fool to watch the BattleBots.
I do have a pick, actually. That's been a smart ass.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll finish mine, and then you can go from there. But BattleBots here started its third season. I think it's its third season on Science Channel. And so if you get that through either your cable provider or it is on DirecTV, I just don't remember what. I think it's like $284 on the DirecTV. But BattleBots in its third season, and they've totally rearranged how they're doing it now. It's no longer just like a one and done style tournament. There's actually like 4 battles. It feels more like a battle of attrition, kind of a round robin type deal. So you're getting a whole lot of rotation of matchups and stuff. So everything seems kind of fresh, and really, you're watching heavy machinery beat the fuck out of each other.
Right.
And dude, thus far, this third season, it's like 3 weeks in right now, has not fucking disappointed. So if you're a fan of that, if you weren't aware that it was on Science Channel, go over, check it out. It is definitely fucking worth it. And you're only a couple weeks in, so you're not missing out too much. So BattleBots on Science Channel. That's my pick of the week. And you, good sir?
Well, mine's kind of different-y, right? There is a couple websites I found where you can, you basically go in, do the little thing on the website, tell what food you have, and then it'll spit out, recipes you can make with the food that you have.
Okay.
Right? And there's a couple of them. Supercook.com and myfridgefood.com. And they both basically kind of work the same. It's kind of generalized, but gives you really good ideas. Mm-hmm. And they're fucking neat.
How many of them have you tried?
A few.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd they turn out?
Just fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. It was some sort of lime chicken thing.
Right.
And basically a rice with some chicken and a sauce made with canned apricots and a bottle of Catalina dressing put in a blender.
Okay.
Fucking yum.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. You said that was myfridgefoods.com?
Myfridgefood.com or supercook.com.
Myfridgefood.com or supercook.com.
Yeah.
I'll have to check some of them out then. See what we can whittle up.
Right.
And we can have a new segment. Kitchen Corner.
Kitchen Corner. Preheat your microwave to high.
You're going to want that power setting to be at about 80% because you don't want to singe the hot dogs.
All right. Well, good sir, do we have anything left to pimp, promote, propagate, or pander this week? Well, that will wrap it up for this week's episode of the Quad M Show. Again, kids, as always, make sure if you're listening to us on any one of those podcast catchers, make sure to rate and review. That is always so important. All 2,000 of you. Make sure, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and get in on that subscribing to us on the YouTube. Tube. And all that type of stuff. You know, we love and appreciate all the support you guys have given us so far. All 2,000 of you. Bless your little hearts. So, good sir, until next week, it's TJ.
And Jason.
And we will see you all later, gang. Take care.
You've been listening to the Quad M Show. Copyright 2018, Quad M Productions. If you have any comments, questions, queries, quibbles, or concerns, email us at quadmcomics@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at QuadMComics.
Artu? Where are you? Artu? Artu? Artu, you're on fire! R2-D2, you found a cigarette! Well, I don't think smoking is grown up at all. Because it's very dangerous. Smoking does dreadful things to your lungs, and is very bad for your heart. No. Well, I know I don't have one, but humans do, and I think we should set a good example. Well done, R2. Oh, hello. You know smoking is bad for your health, and it isn't grown up at all. So please, don't smoke.